Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com. As you can see, I am not in a hospital room. Today is day plus 44 since transplant, and I am out of the hospital. I ended up spending just about a little over 3.5 weeks in there due to fevering, and it was a hell of a time, I will tell you that much. I've actually been out for a couple days. I got out Wednesday, but I've just been sleeping and getting caught up. There was just a lot going on. And, when you spend that much time in the hospital, especially for something like what might seem as simple as fevering, turns out to be, it was pretty hard. Like I went in because of weird, unexpected fevers, and that first week I ended up fevering really high, and I was on this weird vicious circle of fevering about every 4.5 hours, and it would get to a point where I would what is called rigering, and it's essentially like shivers, like you're feeling cold, and it's your body's way of trying to cool itself down. But it got so severe that it was pretty painful, actually, and it took about 5 days to kind of get that sorted out. Now, the reason why I was in for so long is we were trying to figure out why I was having just these random fevers. Now, we do know that when I would take an antibiotic or something, a drug to combat what was thought to be an infection, would make my fever spike super high. And that was really unpleasant. So that the reason why I spent so much time in there is we were trying to figure out why I would fever. And I had a couple small episodes while I was in the hospital. And each time we would do a whole new panel of blood work. Every single time I would have a fever, and each time all of the after a number of days, the cultures would come back negative, basically showing that I didn't have any infection going on, which is usually the cause for the fevers. What we did find out is that my body has these your body has these inflammation markers that really kind of tell about what could be happening in your body, even though it's not a smoking gun. And mine were really, really, really high, like 100 times higher than it should be. And so that was probably one of the causes of my fevering. Then you throw the transplant on top of it and the body fighting, that kind of makes a little bit more sense of why I was having such a high bit of inflammation going on in my body. It was just, the new stem cells were trying to figure out what was going on. And I have completely engrafted with my brother's stem cells at this point. And I think it was just a combination of a number of things. One, my body just fighting, trying to figure out what is happening. And two, that caused inflammation, which was causing the low-grade fevers. And then three, when I would take an antibiotic of some, I'm not 100% sure which ones they gave me, but the drip antibiotics seemed to help a little bit, at least calm things down. You add all those together and it was just fever mania, and that's kind of what ended up happening. So at this point, it's been, I don't know how many days at this point it's been since I fevered, but it's been a fair amount of time. And Thursday, when I went in for my labs and everything, all my everything, all my blood work is looking really good. Those inflammation markers are all down, and that is making me feel a lot better about everything moving forward and not having to fever again and have another hospital admittance. That's been the biggest reason. That was the other reason why I didn't want to record something right off the bat, is because I just wasn't 100% sure, because I've been in and out of the hospital so many times that it was like, well, let's just see what happens for a couple days, and let's just get some rest and let the body kind of heal a little bit from this last admission. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been just relaxing. So yeah, you kind of throw all those things together, and that's kind of what the deal was. I'm pretty sure. I mean, again, I was discharged. I was 48 hours from being on drip antibiotic, and it was, at this point I am, and that was on Wednesday. It's Saturday now, and I've just been resting and sleeping, and just kind of taking it easy, and just, trying not to leave the house. And fortunately, we're all stocked up on groceries and food and stuff and snacks. And so I'm in a pretty good place just to not leave the house for a little bit. Got labs again on Monday, and that'll be another, test to see what is happening. I'll be coming off the steroids that really help suppress the inflammation that was going on in my body. And I actually took my last one today, so tomorrow will be without steroids, and it'll be about 48 hours or so to see if that inflammation marker comes back up. So at this point, I think things are just in a good spot, and it's just being patient and just letting kind of time do its thing. And it's tough, because as someone that is I don't sit still very easy. And so getting this rest and just relaxing and trying to slow down a little bit has been a challenge in itself, but it's been good. And I've been getting caught up on sleep, because everyone knows you just don't sleep in a hospital, because they're always coming in to get labs or test vitals or do whatever. So yeah, I've spent basically I spent a quarter of this year probably in hospitals, just dealing with fevers and whatnot. So, and then obviously the transplant, which went off great, but it's been a hell of a journey at this point. Excuse me. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. I'm out of the hospital. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm just kind of taking my time, and just happy to be just kind of not in hospital at this point. So one step at a time, you know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm taking it. So so if you guys have any questions, because this has been kind of an interesting journey, with having an allogeneic stem cell transplant, sibling nonetheless. And if you have any questions about that or whatever, obviously hit me in the comment section below, and hit the bell for notifications, and please share and do what you guys do, because I love kind of putting these out there and letting you know kind of what happens as one, someone is going through a stem cell transplant, and two, just to keep you guys updated on what's happening. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate your guys' time and energy so much, I can't even tell you. And I will see you on the next video.